little woman in tweeds.
Yes?
Wearing a three-quarter coat?
With a scarf?
That's right. I saw her with you when you passed the compartment.
I knew I was right. But your husband said he hadn't seen her.
Oh, he didn't notice. But as soon as he mentioned it, I remembered at once.
You will? You know, this calls for action. Are you prepared to make a statement?
Of course, if it helps.
Ah, pardon. My patient has just arrived. The most fascinating complications.
We've some news for you. This lady actually saw Miss Roy.
So?
We're going to have the train searched.
You'll have to think of a fresh theory now, Doctor.
It is not necessary. My theory was a perfectly good one. The facts were misleading. I hope you will find your friend. Excuse me.
I'll be in here if you want me.
Right, you are. Come along.
Eric. I was only going to mention that I told that girl I'd seen her friend.
What's that? You taken leave of your senses?
On the contrary, I've come to them.
What do you mean?
If there's a scandal, there'd be a divorce. You couldn't let me down, could you? You'd have to do the decent thing as reluctantly as only you know how.
You forget one very important thing, Margaret. Your husband would divorce you, I've no doubt. Whatever happens, my wife will never divorce me.
Well, it may seem crazy to you, but I tell you, we're going to search the train.
Ah, signorina, down there they look for you. Your friend, she come back.
Come back?
See.
But what happened?
Oh, you go see. She tell you. Scusi.
Thanks. All right, Atherton, and relax. The crisis is over. Come along, let's join the lady. Here we are.
Miss Roy. That isn't Miss Roy.
Isn't it?
No.
I say, it's a silly thing to say, but are you Miss Roy?
No. I am Madame Kuma. Dos and yellow hearty goes is made the bait no barrieta amor.
Oh, she says she helped you into the carriage after you got the biff on the head and then went to see some friends.
Nascravaldo Donorinda, English Mimona.
The Baroness says that as you spoke about the English lady, she didn't connect her with Madame Kuma.
But she wasn't the lady I saw. It was Miss Roy.
Made of tweeds, blouse, blue silk handkerchief.
Yes, I know. Everything's the same, but it isn't her.
I beg your pardon. When did you say you first met this Miss Roy?
Last night at the hotel.
Oh, and was she wearing a costume like this?
Yes, I think so.
Then I must apologize. You did meet her after all.
Then...
But not on this train. In your subconscious mind, you substituted for the face of Madame Kummer that of Miss Roy.
But I didn't. I couldn't have, I tell you. I talked to her here.
It's very easily settled. There's an Englishwoman on the train who said she saw her. If this lady wouldn't mind. Madame, d'abord now selam dan to the art.
No, tratatska.
Ah, bon. Après vous, mesdames. What a gift for languages the fellow's got. I'm so sorry. Would you tell us, please, is this the woman you saw?
It isn't a bit like her, is it?
Yes, she's the woman.
But it isn't, I tell you, it isn't.
Are you sure?
Perfectly.
She isn't. She isn't.
Francassin?
I'll ask her. Well, come on, then. I'm so sorry to trouble you.
Well, aren't you going to say anything? You might at least gloat, if nothing else.
What am I expected to say? You only did it to save your own skin.
She was lying. I saw it in her face. They're all lying. But why? Why?
Now, why don't you sit down and take it easy?
Do you believe this nonsense about substituting Miss Roy's face for Madame Kummer's?
Well, I think any change would be an improvement.
Listen, Miss Roy was on this train. I know she was, and nothing will convince me otherwise. Must you follow me round like a pet dog?
Oh, well, let's say a watchdog. I've got all the better instincts.
Bye. Right, you're all right. I never saw Miss Roy on the train. It didn't happen. I know now.
Oh, glad you're going to take it like that. What you want to do is to forget all about it. Just make your mind a complete blank. You know, watch me. You can't go wrong. What about a spot of something to eat, eh?
Anything.
That's right. Come on. Oh, would you like a little air?
Thanks.
Oh, do you think you can eat anything?
I could try.
It's a spirit. You'll feel a different girl tomorrow.
I hope so. I don't want to meet my fiancé a nervous wreck.
You're what?
I'm being married on Thursday.
Quite sure you're not imagining that.
Positive.
I was afraid so. Ah, food.
I couldn't face it.
Well, you know best. Do you mind if I talk in a mouthful?
If you must.
Well, now, would you like to hear about my early life?
I don't think so.
Well, since you pressed me, I'll begin with my father. You know, it's remarkable how many great men began with their father. Oh, something to drink?
No. Oh, yes, I will. A cup of tea, please.
Très simple. Pas de portable. Oui, mademoiselle. You know, my father was a very colorful character. Amongst other things, he was strongly addicted to, you'll never guess.
Harriman's herbal tea.
How wrong. Double scotch.
1,000,000 Mexicans drink it.
Oh, maybe they do, but father didn't.
Miss Fry gave the waiter a packet of it.
Packet of what?
Harriman's herbal tea. She said it was the only sort she liked.
Okay, I thought we'd agree that you were going to make your mind a complete blank.
But it's so real. I'm sure it happened.
Did we or did we not?
We did. Sorry. Go on telling me about your father.
Well, my father was a very remarkable man.
Did he play the clarionet?
Incessantly, and in fact, he never put it down unless this became absolutely necessary. Well, naturally, I couldn't help inheriting his love of music.
Why not?
Well, it was all he left me. No, they're remarkably attractive. Has anyone ever told you?
We were discussing you.
Oh, of course. You like me?
Not much.
Well, after I'd paid my father's debts, I started to travel until they'd tried to cash the checks. At the moment, you know, I'm writing a book on folk dancing. Would you like to buy a copy?
I'd love to. When does it see the light of day?
About 4 years.
That's a very long time.
Very long book. Do you know why you fascinate me? I'll tell you. You've got two great qualities I used to admire in father. You haven't any manners at all, and you're always seeing things. Well, what's the matter?
Look. It's gone.
What's gone?
Miss Fry's name on the window. You saw it. You must have seen it. She's on the train.
No, steady, steady. Excuse me. Thank you very much. So,
No, we've got to find her. Something's happening to her. Stop the train. Listen, everybody, there's a woman on this train, Miss Fry. Some of you must have seen her. They're hiding her somewhere. I appeal to you, all of you, to stop the train. Please help me. Please make me stop the train. Do you hear? Why don't you do something before it's too late?
Please, please.
I know you think I'm crazy, but I'm not. I'm not. For heaven's sake, stop this train.
No, come.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Ten minutes late. Thanks to that fool of a girl. If she gets up to any more of her tricks, we should be too late for the last day of the match.
I suppose you couldn't put it to her in some way.
What?
Well, people just don't vanish and so forth.
She has.
What?
Vanished.
Who?
The old dame.
Yes.
Well?
Well, how could she?
What?
Well, vanish.
I don't know.
That just explains my point. People don't just disappear into thin air.
It was done in India.
What?
The rope trick.
Oh, that? It never comes out in a photograph.
Look now. In half an hour, we'll stop at Morskan, just before the border. I will leave there with my patient for the National Hospital. If you will come with me, you could stay overnight in a private ward. You need peace and rest.
Sorry, nothing doing.
Isn't there anything we can do?
Yes, find Miss Fry.
I tell you, my friend, if she does not rest, I will not answer for her. It will be best if you persuade her she likes you.
Oh, I'm just about as popular as a dose of strychnine.
Now, if you coat it with sugar, she may swallow it.
cosmopolitan train with people of all nations. I've just seen at least 1 million Mexicans in the corridor. Well, I thought I'd look in to tell you to think over what Dr. Hart said. If you feel like changing your mind, I'll be hanging around.
It's all a mystery.
You're right. Miss Froy is on this train. I've just seen the packet of tea that you were talking about. They chucked it out with the rubbish.
Trifle late, aren't you? She may be dead by now.
Dead or... Of course, for sure, right. They give me an English summer. I remember once spending a bank holiday at Brighton. Well, we're going to search this train. There's something definitely queer in here. Looks like supply service for trunk murderers.
Very.
All right, Miss Froy, it's only us.
Hurry up, quickly.
Well, perhaps it's Miss Froy bewitched. You never know. Well, anyway, I refuse to be discouraged. Faint heart never found old lady. Wait. By the way, do you know anything about her?
No, only that she was a governess going back home. What is this thing?
I can't imagine. Anyway, there might be something down here.
Oh! What on earth?
Our Italian friend. I've got it. Wait a minute. There you are, the great dopper. I thought so. Wait, let's see what's inside. His visiting card. Look.
What's it say?
The great dopper, magician, illusionist, mind reader, will visit all the principal towns and cities, see his fascinating act, The Vanishing Lady.
Vanishing Lady?
Perhaps that's the explanation.
What?
Or maybe he's practicing on Miss Froy.
Well, perhaps it's a publicity stunt.
No, I don't think so. That wouldn't account for the Baroness, Madame Kummer.
Well, what's your theory?
Oh, I don't know. My theory? I'll tell you.
Oh, dear. I can't get this one. That one. Where are you?
In here with a strong smell of camphor balls.
I can't see you.
I'm about somewhere. Here I am. Where are you?
I don't know.
Ah, this is what comes of not saying abracadabra.
Oh! Oh!
You hurt?
Ouch!
Come on, I'll give it, Oscar.
Not much.
Come and sit down over here.
What is that thing?
Well, in magic circles, we call it a disappearing cabbage. Get inside and vanish.
So I noticed. You were about to tell me of your theory.
Oh, my theory. Well, my theory, my dear Watson, is that we are in very deep waters indeed. Oh, thank you very much. Let us marshal our facts over a pipeful of Baker Street shag. In the first place, a little old lady disappears. Everyone that saw her promptly insists that she was never there at all. Right?
Right.
We know that she was. Therefore, they did see her. Therefore, they are deliberately lying. Why?
I don't know. I'm only Watson.
Well, don't bury yourself with the butt. I'll tell you why. Because they daren't face an inquiry, because Miss Froy is probably still somewhere on this train.
I told you that hours ago.
Oh, yes, so you did. For that, my dear Watson, you shall have a Trichinopoly cigar.
Oh, thank you.
Now, there's only one thing left to do, you know. Search the train in disguise.
As what?
Well, old English gentleman.
They'd see through you.
Perhaps you're right. Aha. Will Hay, for instance. Now, boys, which of you has stolen Miss Froy? Own up, own up.
Those glasses. Give them to me.
Why?
They're Miss Froy's.
You sure?
Yes, they're exactly the same. Gold ring. Where did you find them?
Well, down here on the floor. The glass is broken.
Well, probably in a struggle.
I
Quick.
think that's it. Pick up the glass. Do you realize that this is our first piece of really tangible proof? That's a lot.
Will you please give me those spectacles? They belong to me. My spectacles, please.
Yours? Are you sure?
Date mi costi occhiali.
Ah, no Naughty, naughty. You know, that's a very large nose for a very small pair of spectacles.